everybody, welcome back once again to the channel. I apologize for being late. There's a couple things that happened to me today. One, when I set up the stream, it looks like I set it up for 9:45 in the morning, which I won't let that happen next time. And another thing, that I had an emergency. I had to go out to the hospital. I had to take care of some business and help some people out. No other choice, because they had no ride back to the house. So I had to sit there and wait. Which I know you guys were waiting for me as well, and I left you a message on the live chat to let you guys know that it will be happening. Mr. Machine left a notice in Discord that things are going to be happening. So now that we got everything happening and everything else, I'm just going to say good evening to you guys. Make sure you get your drink and snacks. We'll see what we're going to be doing tonight. It's going to be a little interesting, because I did pull up some of that video stuff that everybody's talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up for you guys right now. And then we're going to look into it and we're going to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to make everybody understand one thing clear. I am not bashing any companies, anytime, anywhere. I told you guys, if the hardware is good, I'm going to tell you. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you. Either way, I'm going to tell you. Just like with the software, it's the same thing. If it's good, I'm going to tell you. Bad, I'm going to tell you. Either way, I'll tell you. So until I get this software in my hands and I'm testing it, I'm not going to bash it. I'm going to enjoy it. And I know a lot of people right now are going to be saying, well, I think they made a big mistake doing this for the... No, they didn't make a big mistake. Everybody's always on the bash when it comes to Nvidia. And I've noticed this quite a few times, that everybody is on the bash. Every time Nvidia does something, it's got to be bashed out there. I mean, I don't get why everybody's in this bashing mode. I mean, let's look at the facts and the fiction, I mean, what is it that you're bashing? Is it because they're making it look better? Or is it you think that they're doing harm to the developers? I mean, truthfully, I don't think they're doing anything but trying to improve their hardware. And that's the whole thing. That's where everybody's got to understand this. I mean, if they're improving it, I mean, to me, I think it looks better when they improve things. When they stop innovating, that's a problem. What do you guys want them to do? Stop innovating? Stop dealing with the gamers? I mean, everybody's going to be picking apart every little thing they do, every little reaction and everything else. So, I'm going to tell you what I see. So we're going to go to the action screen. I got the video queued up. Okay, here's DLSS off. Right here. Let me get a big cursor for you guys. I know you guys like the big cursor and all that. But, I want to make a point clear. I'm not here to bash Nvidia. I'm not going to bash AMD. I'm not going to bash none of these companies. These companies know what they're doing. They're the ones developing this stuff. I don't see any consumer developing anything for Nvidia or AMD. I can see that they look in taking in the rewards. You reap the rewards. Every time that they do something, you're reaping their rewards. Now, if here's the big cursor, by the way, if they decide, and I'm going to make this point clear, if they decide, oops, forgot to turn that off. If they decide to bring this to the 40 series or the 30 or the 20 series, that's going to be up to them. I realize that they based it upon the 50 series right now, but I hope in the future they would decide to bring it to the 40, at least 40 and 30, and maybe the 20 series. Depends on what they feel is best, because I understand they don't want to get a bad rap, because it seems like every time it turns around, they're getting a bad rap about something. They go to change and innovate something. We're back to the screen, by the way. See, now the way she looks right here, she looks like plain Jane. I mean, right here, there's no facial expression, no features or nothing. It's plain. Trust me when I'm telling you, it looks plain. And when you go and you move in and you start, boom, you turn on DLSS, I think this looks better. Truthfully, if you really want to think about it, let's see, let me slide this in here. I think this looks better. I think she looks better like this because now she's got a little bit more color to her. But that's my opinion. See the way she looks here? Now, if I were to go here, I mean, that's the way she looks. Originally with DLSS on. Okay. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I think this gives her a better look, even though that it kind of looks like she's got little rings around her eyes right here. But, if I'm looking at a good percentage, everybody says, oh, look at her eyes. There's something wrong with her eyes. There's nothing wrong with her eyes. I think what it is everybody's picking this apart too much. I mean, everybody looks in the background and stuff. You got to remember, this is CGI. This is actually just a recording. So, comes down to the end of the day, it's just a recording. It's not the actual game. So, am I trying to pick this apart? No. Do I think it looks good? Yes. I would love to see it for what it is on my machine. Maybe one time I'm gonna break down and get this game, and then we're gonna pull it apart. Even with DLSS 4, I still think it looks good, regardless. I mean, you can't get any better than that. I mean, if you want to look at, going from here looking at this right here reminds me of back about 15 years ago. 15 years ago on Second Life, the way the the way all this looks, you know, that's what it looks like to me 15 years ago. So with them wanting to take it to the next level, I like this. This is next level stuff. You guys can, you know, say what you want, but let's move on to the next scene. I still think it looks good because I'm doing this slowly. Okay, so this right here, you can tell that doesn't look that great. I mean, but when you add that realism, when you're playing a game and you see this, that realism, that's what's going to matter. I mean, truthfully, that's going to matter the most. And now everybody talking about grandma, she's got too many wrinkles. Well, if bless you there, Mr. Oh, we got Mr. Machine here, so he can say hi when he gets time. So say hi, Mr. Machine.
Hello.
So if you look at her before on with DLSS off, you can still see the ridges around her face and stuff. There's nothing you can do about that. You know, I'm just taking it slowly. Yeah, this is a little bit of a overkill, but guys, I'm gonna like Mr. Machine said to me earlier, and what I've been hearing is you guys got an off button. If you guys don't like the way it looks, you can always turn it off. You do not have to turn it on. You can run DLSS 4 all day long and, you know, run into this, and then you'll be happy with it. I can tell you the way this is cut and construed. Everybody says this is a 15-year-old boy. Okay, no. You can tell by the way the markings and everything else, it's much more than a 15-year-old boy. Okay, this brings it to life. I think that's what Nvidia was trying to get to everybody, is making it look real. I mean, if the developers want to make the face on this one like a 15-year-old boy, then you know what? They can do so. But still, you know, I mean, even a 16-year-old would have a face like that. Even a 16-year-old would have a face like that. Sorry to tell you that, but this is 2026. This is not back in 1995, guys. Sorry, you have to grow up and become a big kid like everybody else. Right here, this one looks like a little orphan Annie. So giving this one here a little bit of life, I mean, the reflections and everything look good. I mean, you can tell there's no halo effect. Even though this is CGI, this is not the game. So, to me, I think it looks good. Especially when you got the facial wrinkles right here. Let me pull it a little bit far back. Yeah. Realistic, more realistic in there. Mouth is well rounded. So I think that looks good. Okay. This is what it looks like before. Okay. Now let's bring it out of 1080p and go into 4K. Boom. $4K. I mean, even that makes Starfield look that much better. And I hate to tell you guys this, it makes it look really good. Okay. I don't know, Mr. Machine. I'm liking the way this looks.
I think it'll depend on how it's implemented per game.
Yes.
That's what I think. It'll all be about what each game looks like. Some games will probably look good on, some games it won't. Just like every other piece of technology we have.
Some technology is going to make it laggy more. Some will, some won't. Like you said, it all depends on the game. So, but I can tell you right now, the way this looks, I could imagine looking on Cyberpunk to see what this really looks like. You know. Moving on. And EA Sports, as you can see right there, if you look at the ball with DLSS off, you can see the ball shimmer on his foot. Okay, that's even with DLSS off. So everybody says, well, when he kicks the ball, it disappears. Well, maybe because even happens when it's off. You can see it right there. And taking it frame by frame. And that's what I'm doing. See, now if you look at the ball, okay, see what it looks like? It looks like it's a part of the net. The ball looks like a part of the net. Okay, so if you go back just a little bit, the ball is still ghosted with DLSS 5 off. Right there. So either way you're going to cut it, the ball's already ghosted. So going forth with it, it already looks like a part of the net. So machine, as going through this and everybody wants to critique everything, even when DLSS is off, there's still a ghosting pattern to it, to the ball. but nobody shows that other ball. They only show the guy kicking the ball, and the ball is supposed to disappear, but as he kicked the ball, it didn't disappear, but it looks like, looks like a part of the net on the other side. So I don't think it's the DLSS 5 that's the problem. I think it's the game itself has a glitch to it, because you notice that in the background is the net, and if you notice, the lines is the net right here. The netting right here is actually bleeding onto the ball, but that's not the DLSS causing that. That's got to be the game itself. That's a developer glitch when they were making the scenes. So that's a developer glitch. So, oh, that's not pink. That's hot pink. There, Mr. Official. Hey, everybody, didn't like the one that was neon. See, if I do a neon one, everybody don't like it. So, I did a neon one, and people said it was blending into the screen. AI, I'm not the biggest fan of AI stuff. Well, you don't have to be a fan to not to like it or not like it. I mean, that's your choice. Everybody has a choice in life. And if I choose to go this route, I can tell you I don't see a problem. Machine, I don't see a problem.
We'll have to see when we could see like actual gameplay. It's hard to tell,
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if it looks good in motion, then it'll be good. If it looks bad in motion, it'll be bad.
Depends on the game, though, still.
It's going to be per game, whether or not either AI can, if DLSS does it automatically, it's an auto type of thing.
Right.
Or if it's not auto.
Well, I think like this. I'm thinking outside the box. Look, it's software. Okay, it's new type of software for your hardware. Now, when it comes to the light, Nvidia is giving you a piece of software for free. They're building it. It's costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars to build this piece of software for your graphics card. But people don't look at that. People just look at the end game and say, oh, it looks like crap. It doesn't look good. It takes away from the feel of the game and this and that. You know what? It's a piece of hardware or a piece of software that's free for your hardware. So if you don't like it, turn it off. Simple said and put. If I get my hands on it and I try it and I test it and it looks good on mine, I'm going to use it. Because it's a piece of software that was created by developers. Well, not developers, engineers, to make your graphics card look good. So it all depends on how it runs on the 50 series. I get the software. I love DLSS 4.5, not terrible. I agree. See, I look at it in a gamer's perspective, their machine, you know. So I understand a gamer is going to be set on, you know, what, first shooter kind of things. They're not going to be worrying about CGI or worried about how the lighting and everything else and how it looks on their screen because they're going to try to keep it 1080p 600 hertz basic. I do understand that. Okay, people don't know how to use the software, they're going to bash it. If they don't know how to balance the software, they're going to bash it. I understand that. Because people sometimes don't understand how to use it, and they try to use it and they get frustrated with it, and guess what? Then they're bashing it because they don't understand how it works. That's understandable. I don't like DLSS 5 because my system probably won't run it anyhow. Well, then why worry about it, truthfully? Because I have an AMD card anyhow. Okay. Don't get me started with FSR Diamond unless it runs on older cards, which it doesn't. It's not gonna. That's the largest thing. If you see the general trends, most of the computer base is using at least last gen or the gen before across the board. I know what they're using, my friend, believe it or not. I've been doing this for so many years. I know where the trends are. I've been watching the trends. People are using older hardware right now because of the fact that newer hardware has been priced to be impossible to buy. So I know why they're buying the older hardware and they're using it. It's common sense. It is common sense to see that the reason why they're using older hardware is because they're priced out of the new hardware. We all know that the one percenters that are in this world that can afford that kind of hardware, they're going to buy that kind of hardware. We understand that. Okay. I know there's people out there that can't afford this kind of hardware. I understand that. Okay. I can't even afford hardware like that. And I'm just like everybody else in the 60% crowd. So I do understand. I know where everything is at. I've seen it. I've seen the writing on the wall. So I use a newer system, but I don't plan on upgrading for at least 5 years in chipset wise. Hello there, MTBK. Good to see you. Good to see you. I did get a new hard drive for $109 that I used to get for $80. Look, we all know that the price, they're all, I mean, me and Machine talked about it. You know, what it's going to be is this. They're going to push cloud-based service. That means the operating system, you're going to have the basic operating system on your PC. And when it comes to like the internet, like for Google and stuff like that, we all know that it's going to be pushed up into the cloud. It's already been working this way for the last 8 years. Everybody just hasn't watched the trends close enough. We all know that the hardware is being pushed in a new light to where it's going to be to where our old systems are going to be pushed up onto a cloud, and we're going to be paying for a cloud-based service. That's why everybody's getting ready to go over to Linux. The reason why they're getting ready to go to Linux, even Livono, hardware company, is working on a new AI operating system. We know this. We got it first fact from, Livono. They done put the message out there. And HP is going to fall in line with it. Asus going to fall in line with it. Dell's going to fall in line with it. Because the next big thing is going to be coming, and it's going to be on Linux. I think that's where it's all going to be. And believe it or not, some of the reviewers are already working on Linux themselves. They're already pushing over. You got Gamers Nexus going over to Linux, trying it out. You got Jay's 2 Cents. They're trying it out. You got Hardware Unboxes been messing with it. And you got some of the other reviewers that are messing with Linux right now. The reason why they're messing with Linux is because they think that Windows has hit its max, that they're going to be going to a cloud-based service, that they're going to be saying, okay, well, the product keys have now ended on 24H2. That's why they didn't renew and put new keys out for 25H2. I've noticed this. They didn't put not one key out for 25H2. And they say, well, because we're blending 24H2 and 25H2 together. Yeah, when they go to discontinue 24H2 and they got it blended together, guess what they're discontinuing right next to it? 25H2. So looks like the end of the line is in what, 2027? October of 2027, somewhere in there. That basically the operating system for Windows 11 is going to be discontinued.
You know what's interesting about all that?
Yeah.
That's about the same time Xbox comes out.
Yeah, true.
Timing's going to be pretty close. They're probably going to have the brand new operating system on the Xbox.
Probably. Because Steam's doing the same thing. See, they're taking and making things seclusive. So basically means that, they're trying to pull Steam over to the Microsoft store. They've already done most of the hardware that I use and put it in the Microsoft store and tried to do updates and everything else. That's the reason why we had a problem with that. They another reviewer talked about the latest update for Windows that was crashing, was doing denial of denying the service, like we had with the MSI Center when it updated. But Microsoft decided to say, no, that was a part of Samsung. That was a part of Samsung that had all that going on. No, it wasn't. That's where Microsoft was wrong. Because me and Mr. Machine had this same problem on our operating system. That was all they give was a bunch of bullshit. So I hate to tell you guys this. The new Tuesday update for this month was nothing but a bug fest. That's the truth of it, Mr. Machine. Was a bug fest. So, my 4 terabyte RAID ran out of space and I have to add another 4 terabytes because it was a RAID 1, but 4 plus 4 terabytes did not turn out into 8 terabytes because that's how RAID 1 works. Yeah, it acted like a mirror. So, yeah. So instead of having 8, you have mirrored 4. I got you. I'm adding a 4 terabyte to turn it into a RAID 5. Okay. So I'll go from 4 terabyte to 8 terabyte. Well, machine, he's taking a bunch of drives and making one big drive.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, utilize the equipment you have if you can.
Yeah.
Cheaper than buying something new, even if it's a little bit slower.
Yeah.
You'll live.
Yeah. Myself, to be honest with you, I would never push into RAID because I have how many terabytes? 18 terabytes.
Yeah.
But I'm not into a RAID fashion with this. This is just straight up.
Yeah, yours is mainly for content. For your content purpose, mainly, more than anything else.
Yeah.
You don't have a large library of games that you need hard drive space for.
No, but I definitely got enough terabyte. I got enough hard drive space for whatever I need to do.
Oh yeah, you'll be good soon.
I'm good. I've been running with the same hard drive space for 4 years almost.
Yeah.
And I only have I'm only using like 1 terabyte a year. So I got a lot of drive space left. It was well worth the investment for $169 to get the big drive. It was well worth the investment. This way I have big enough hard drive. I can save as many videos or whatever I want. I got 4 years worth of videos and still got plenty of hard drive space. So RAID has a redundancy, yes, but still, you can do RAID all you want, but to me, I really don't use RAID at all. It's basically like asking for trouble, the way I look at it. Some people like playing around with it. That's fine. That's your bag, not mine. If I'm going to make a server, plain server, not making my PC into a server that I use for everyday use, I'm talking about separate PC, make it into a server, then yeah, I would think about doing the RAID destination and plugging in a whole bunch of drives, and have at least 256 gigabytes of system RAM to make that happen, or at least a terabyte to make that happen. But now these days, it's just not worth the price of admission to make your PC into a server. Not unless you're just using it for space, but you got to remember how much space you can allocate to a single PC. I mean, the last time I remember, I could dedicate about half a petabyte to one PC, a half a petabyte, but it's not really worth it. Yeah, but they have advanced technology, my friend. When it comes to the RAID, they have advanced technology. It's not just like how we plug it in like normal. They got special programming to run it. And believe it or not, the RAID protocols haven't been used. I haven't heard many of these big companies running in RAID. They're running in a whole new architecture. That's the reason why we don't have system RAM, because they used it all up for the HBM4 high bandwidth memory instead of making regular RAM chips, system RAM chips or drives. They just made stacks of HBM4s. But what good is it going to do them if they can't get everybody to the cloud? What good is it going to be for the consumer to spend hundreds of dollars a year on what? It's not. It's to the consumer. It's not worth the price, especially when you got Linux and you got all that free software. It's just the consumer is going to go where it costs the least, not the most. And we all know Microsoft's been working on Windows 12 for the cloud for the longest time. We all know this. That's the reason why they made a little shit box and put Windows 12 on it and been testing it for a whole year. So it's nothing new. You have advanced technology inside your old laptop before you got your new laptop. It's so advanced, it held together by my masking tape. Gotcha. And it's never lost any performance. Gotcha. Yeah, I really wished we did too, because that would be a different ball game. But you have to run Windows 7 or less to play those games, which it's not hard. You can set up a PC with Windows 7. You just got to remember, you just don't have the luxury of plugging it into the internet. You have to keep it off the internet, because if you don't, then Microsoft's going to inject the code in there and they're really going to mess up your system. So we already know that. That's what they did with Windows 95, Windows 98, and so on, all the way from beginning to now. What they do to kill off an operating system so nobody uses it anymore is they inject the code into, as soon as you connect it to the internet, they inject that code right into your PC. And it totally, it just makes it go wonky. So I don't think people are going to, man, I'll tell you what, I don't think people are going to be too worried about doing emulators right now, because there's a really big problem with emulators right now, that people are having crashes and everything else with emulators. I guess you can't find a really good one now these days, so you're best to go back to the original emulator. It's called the operating system. So if you want to play games on CDs, then you're best to go back to Windows 7, because Windows 7 will handle all the games. To modify it to work on Windows 11, you got to have an emulator for it to work. Because I've already tried to do a CD on Windows 11. It just doesn't work. You have to set a whole bunch of stuff in there for it to work. I'm not gonna beat the crap out of my PC just to play a CD game. I just build another PC. You know that machine? I just build another PC. So it'll run Windows 7, and I'll just use that as an emulator. So you think there's going to be Skynet zombies there, machine?
No.
That's what I said. I said the same thing myself. I don't foresee that happening, but if you do foresee that happening, then I can't tell you if it is a good thing or a bad thing or whatever kind of thing. Can't tell you that neither. So let's see, why is this so big? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. There, I had to fix that. A little too big for my taste. That's the reason why I was looking all crazy like that. I don't know, machine. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about DLSS 5? Be straight up with me.
I don't. I can't make a judgment yet until I actually see it in a game.
I mean, I do agree with you. I couldn't judge it neither.
I can't. I mean, it all depends. So I'm not going to come to conclusions. If the technology is implemented properly and the developers are involved with it,
I can't tell by a quick CGI video, man.
I can't. See that's my thing. So,
I can't tell by a quick CGI video. So that's my whole bag. I mean, if people, that's the reason why I walked in the beginning, walked everybody through the videos, is for the simple fact to show you guys what everybody else is showing you. I mean, I think it's just ridiculous that they're trying to show a 1080p CGI video at 30 FPS instead of converting the video over into 4K 60 FPS, which they didn't do. I did mine in 4K at 60 FPS. So that's the difference between mine and theirs. I wanted to see the difference. Yeah, I understand that, MTBK. The ocean is deep, but the thing you have to understand is that not everybody's going to be thinking the way one person thinks. They're not going to be thinking the way I think. Everybody has their own opinion. We're all opinionated to our bunghole. See, some of that is a problem too, but the resolution to that problem is everybody makes their own decision on what they want to do next. Okay, if they want to use it or not, that's up to them. If they want to use DLSS 5 or DLSS 4 or whatever, that's up to them. I'm not going to tell you not to use it, and I'm not going to tell you to use it. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. If I got my hands on it, I'm going to use it because I think it looks cool. Even though that some people think it looks like crap, that's their opinion. That's their judgment. They don't like it, then don't use it. Don't cry about it. I mean, it's not even out yet, and everybody's already busting a tear. Am I wrong, Machine? Everybody's already busted a heavy nut, and it's not even out yet. I don't get it. Truthfully, I really don't. But, my judgment's different than everybody else's. Everybody has their own way of judging things. I judge things for the way I see it in my eyes. I don't judge it because people see it in a different light and say, oh, because the developers are being screwed and everything else. If the developers are being screwed, then they would be suing Nvidia now, wouldn't they? Am I wrong? Machine, am I wrong? They would.
I think it's all they're working together. Obviously, Nvidia is going to talk to these people about what they're doing, and I bet you some games will not implement 5.0.
No.
Some of them are probably going to be like, I want to keep my art style the way it is, and they won't implement it. It's probably not going to be for every single game out there.
Yeah, but they're saying that Nvidia is going to force injection it into the games, which that's not going to be possible.
We'll see when it comes out. I stopped watching all those videos because what I'm learning really quick about some of these reviewers is they are looking for the negative thing all the time.
Right, they're looking for the Nancy.
The negative views bring views. Negative stuff brings views.
Yeah, they're looking for the negative Nancy out of the whole thing. I'm not looking for the negative Nancy, truthfully.
Yeah, the average person doesn't watch any of these shows. They just come home after work, get on their computer, and play their games.
Exactly.
They don't even mess with settings. They just do whatever the average is, and they go and they play. So
I agree.
I think that enthusiasts are kind of overdoing it when it comes to this and coming to like AMD not being able to path trace. They're not designed to path trace until they can figure out how to denoise all that. But it's just use the equipment the way it's designed, and you'll be fine. And you'll be happy, and there'll be no problems, and you game all day. I don't know. I think it's just a lot of smoke with no fire. You know what I mean?
I think what it is somebody's looking for attention, and the only way they can get attention is to make a little bit of fire. And where there's fire, there's going to be smoke, like you said. But the thing is they're doing it for an intention thing because they're an intention whore, and all they want to do is get the world's attention, even if it means bashing the company that they use the same product with all the time. I think it's just people's got got a personality issue. I think that's what it is.
Well, I don't. I'm not going to be a part of that. That makes sense.
I'm not going to be a part of it neither. If the software comes out and I get my hands to use it, I'm going to use it because they built it for a reason. They built it for the gamers. They didn't build it for the data centers. Data centers just use pure machine learning. Okay, this is where everybody gets the good and the bad and the ugly. And basically, they get the ugly about it. But, you know, but they don't step back to see the real deal. I'm telling you what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
People don't step back to see the real deal. They kind of make up their own story as they go along, and they wrap everybody else up in that same song and dance. But you don't realize what you're actually doing, wrapping everybody up into that same song and dance. You buy hardware, but you don't enjoy the software. It doesn't make sense. You pay for something you don't enjoy. Then if you don't enjoy it, then sell it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to beat around the bush, man. I'm just going to tell it like it is. If you're not going to enjoy what you bought, that includes software, then just sell the goddamn thing. I mean, stop getting up into everybody's feeds and creating a bunch of havoc, which it's not necessary. You know what I mean? It really is. It's not necessary. It's just basically you saying to the world that, I don't like because Nvidia is doing this. Nobody likes what Nvidia does anyway because they jacked up the prices on everybody and everybody got butthurt over it. You pay you when you want quality, you're going to pay for the quality. If you want garbage, then you're going to be paying for garbage. You get what you pay for when it comes to buying hardware parts for your PCs. If you realize it or not, if you want quality, you're going to pay for quality. If you don't want quality, then you're not going to get quality. So it's either you want it or you don't. You have to make up your mind. I'm not the one that can curate your mind for you. I'm not the one that can give you the answer to the end of the rainbow here. You're the one that can make that decision. I cannot make that decision for you. So, if you want to know my answer to the equation, enjoy both the hardware and the software. Because if you pay for it, be satisfied with it. Stop making yourself look like, a negative Nancy. If you don't enjoy the hardware, you're not going to enjoy the software. And especially when Nvidia takes and, they make, do this R&D with this software. I mean, are you spending anything? I want everybody to get this to understand very clear. Are you spending anything for them to give you an update? Are you spending one damn dime for them to give you an update on the software? No, you're not. So quit with the bullshit. Seriously. They're giving you something for free that they're paying out of pocket for. Everybody just thinks that it magically becomes free. It doesn't magically become free with them, having to make it. I'm not sticking up for any company, but I'm telling you the truth. Every company has to put in money to make money. So they have to invest more into what they believe is the best thing. But everybody doesn't see it like that. Everybody just says, well, doesn't matter what they invest. It really doesn't. Because you've all made up your mind when it comes to the end of the day what you feel about Nvidia. And it's ever since the price hike in the beginning, that's where everybody was butthurt from A to cheese. Am I wrong, Machine? I mean, everybody was butthurt from A to cheese. No matter what Nvidia does to improve onto their hardware with their software, no matter what they do, everybody's going to find a reason. Understand this. Everybody's going to find a reason to complain about it. I'm not complaining about it. You know why I don't complain about it? Is because I don't have the problem with the software. Why? Because I know how to use it. And I've been telling everybody it's a balancing game. You got to balance your system out. You can't just run balls to the wall and expect it to work. No. You'll burn your system up in a matter of months. Yeah, but official, listen, there's price to performance is out the window. Okay, MSRP is out the window. They ain't even not even the biggest reviewers are not even talking about that anymore because there's no such thing as price to performance because they done jacked the price. Now, it's not Nvidia. All Nvidia's fault with all these prices going up. It's AMD's fault, and it's all the AIB partners' fault. It's the retailer's fault. It's the whole goddamn world's gone upside down. But you have to understand, it's not just one company's fault. The whole world has gone upside down. So you can't blame one company. All I hear is everybody, Nvidia is raising up the prices and this and that. Nvidia doesn't control the retailers. You guys need to wake the fuck up. And seriously, wake up. I'm trying to tell you something. Nvidia sells the product. They give their terms. And after that, the builders of the product are the ones that control the narrative. Okay? Everybody's thinking, well, Nvidia is controlling the narrative. No, they're not. They set their boundaries. They give the boundaries. Now, the AIB partners are the one that sets the field for the retailers. And then that's where we get screwed, is with the retailers. So. See, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, and I'm not sticking up for any companies. I'm just saying it the way it is. Okay, I've been running the RTX 4070 since it's launched. A month after it launched. I've been running it ever since in my PC. I did take it out once or twice now because I was testing other graphics cards. But going from taking my 4070, going from a 400 series motherboard, going to a 500 series motherboard, going to an 800 series motherboard, one graphics card. I changed 3 different platforms, 2 different processors. Well, actually, 3 different processors. Okay. And still the same graphics card. Now, I can tell you, the platform I'm on now is the 850 B850 platform. It's going to run for another 5 years. No matter what Microsoft does, my PC will still run. No matter what they do. We all know that beyond the software is additional 4 years. So when Microsoft cuts off that software, they still, in the background, they still support it. It's their software. It's their operating system. They're going to support it. Look, they're still supporting Windows 7. Am I wrong, machine? They're still supporting Windows 7 on the back end. They're still giving critical updates to Windows 7. And how long ago they discontinued that? Come on, guys. But when it comes down to the end of the day, with DLSS 5, I'm not going to count it out. I'm not. Any new piece of software, I'm definitely embracing. And if it looks good, and I'm going to tell you this, if it looks good on my PC, I will embrace it. Officially, but still on the back end, they're still supporting it there, Mr. Official. I have a system with Windows 7 in it. So I could use that. I could shut this all off, my PC off and everything off, and I could just play the games off of that. I mean, in good practice, that would be, be old school, but if I actually think about it, I'm still playing Spider Solitaire. Other than playing Steam games sometimes. But I do that to break myself from the Steam games. So I don't get that mind jarga, to where, I get out of control with Steam games. No, I kind of break it off to where I'll go back to the games that I was playing, but I give myself a break away from it. So, at the end of the day, no matter what anybody's going to tell you, I want you guys to understand this one thing and understand it very carefully. Embrace what's new on the market. Okay, when a company gives you free software to test, I would suggest you embrace it, try it, and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, then you can uninstall it and go back to the way you were before. Go back to the last set of drivers. Or you can embrace it. Either way you look at it, it's going to happen, and everything's going to change. Hell or high water, it's going to change. So no matter what anybody no matter what anybody is doing or not doing, there. Sorry about that. So no matter what you're doing, no matter what's going on or what the case is, these companies are changing how the games are going to work, regardless if you like it or not. So embrace it. Enjoy it. That's the best way I can break it to him there, Mr. Machine. You got any 2 cents on this?
I mean, it doesn't matter how much we complain about it. They're going to do what they're going to do anyways. So if we don't like it, don't use it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's free. We're not paying for it. If you have a 5,000 series card, you get it for free. So why are we complaining about something that's free? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like getting food for free and going, I don't like this. You know?
That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Why you
It doesn't make sense.
Understand this. When a company is paying for this and giving you the investment and saying, here you go, enjoy the investment. I mean, are you going to sit there and just beat the horse? And it sounds like that's what everybody's doing. They're just beating on the horse, but they're not realizing that you're getting something for free. Something that cost dollars, and you're getting it for free. Even if it looks like garbage, you're still getting it for free for you to test for the first time. So I can't knock it, man. Even though that I'm not going to be seeing it early on the 40 series, you know, I'm still not going to knock it until I try it.
Right.
I think we have a better advantage in the way games look. And you know the way they made that look with the CGI. I like the way that looks. That looks realistic. You know, if you can get your games to look that good, then you're a great developer, truthfully. But if you can't get your games to look that good, then that means, you know, the developers haven't, you know, don't have that touch. You know what I mean? It's always good to have a second eye. You know, it's always good to have somebody, you know, say, here, we got a new tool for you to play around with, you know. Don't knock it until you try it. And that's pretty much everybody's just knocking it and they're not even trying it. I guarantee 6 months down the road after this launches, people are going to say, oh my God, how great this is and everything else. You know, I already have this feeling it's coming. You know what I mean there, Mr. Machine? I have a feeling that, you know, people are taking the wrong light about this. You know, I mean, I have I'm skeptical about many things when it comes to software, but, you know, I test the software. And if the software runs good, then I'm going to use it. But if it runs bad, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to turn it off. So until I test the software, I'm not going to judge it for what it is. What I see is the difference between on and off. In CGI mode, it don't look half bad. Kind of makes me think like Second Life and looking at the crappy AIs back 20 years ago. That's about how, you know, some of the games look right now. is back like about 20 years ago with the avatars. So I hate to tell you this. I've been on Second Life a long time, and we use the realistic avatars. We build realistic avatars. So in a game, when it's computer controlled, is different from you controlling your avatar. So when people wake up and realize that too, that'll be a new thing. They'll be like, "Oh my God, I never knew I can control that." Yep, it's coming, machine. We know it. Everybody's just falling apart. I don't see why. I really don't. But I do see why, because they think that something's being taken away from the game. And believe it or not, nothing's being taken away from the game. The only thing that's got me concerned, I'll tell you, this is my big concern right now. And I want you guys to understand this. My big concern is this. The anti-cheat is going to be a problem for DLSS 5. I could be wrong, and I hope I am wrong about this. I hope I am wrong. But I still think that it might be an issue with the anti-cheat. Because the way it's reconstructing the textures of the game could be considered a cheat. And that's what everybody's worried about, you know. Because they remember what happened with AMD, and they remember very carefully what happened with the fact of that they got banned from a game because AMD's anti-lag. So people don't forget things. You have to keep that in mind. That they don't forgive and forget so easily. So, and that's in the back of their mind, the anti-lag. That's been in my mind too, there, machine. That's been in my mind. What are they going to do about the anti-cheat?
Might not have anything to do with that.
Oh yeah, it does. You're altering the video, or you're altering the game.
I don't know.
See, when you're making a massive change in the textures like that, then you're considered altering the game. So I don't know how they're going to handle this. What's your thought on that?
I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff to make an opinion.
Well, I think that that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to roll downhill. Okay. It's just a thing that I had in the back of my mind that they might do that might become an issue. So how we want to take it, that's up to us. But I'm just like I'm playing devil's advocate right now, you know. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Uh-huh.
So I just have that feeling. You know,
Uh-huh.
I know some people are going to be like, Jay, you're kind of overreacting about it. Well, the way I look at it, I don't think I am overreacting about it. I don't think I am.
No, I prefer to be neutral at this point.
Well, as a reviewer, bro, I have to be skeptical about some things. You know, and believe it or not, I'm really being skeptical about this. So that's just my honest opinion, man. I mean, Nvidia wants to, if they want to take and make it look good, and they want to bring out the grassroots of CGI and try to make the games look more realistic, then I'm all for it. I'm all for that. I mean, but we have to look at, the pros and cons, but we prepare ourselves for the pros and the cons. So when we test it, we find out the pros and the cons. So until then, we're just speculating, and you know, we're just trying to decide if this is the best way to go. I don't think it's a bad approach. I think it's got some merits, especially if they're putting their engineers on this and they're throwing in the kitchen sink. You know, this gives us a fresh look in what the next generation is going to be like. So this gives us a better look at the next generation. This is basically like a pre-trial to the next generation. So I think it's got some good merits to it. See, you have to understand something, Mr. Official. You have to think positive. When it comes to new creation and just a new innovation, I tell everybody always think positive. Okay. I have my doubts about this, but I'm still going to think positive about it because I think it might have some merit. I really do. I think it's got some merit. Even if people don't enjoy it and people want to desecrate and decimate it and everything else, they can go ahead. That's their business. But me, I'm still going to go down the path of checking it out and seeing if it's worth the price of admission. Yeah, I might not have the hardware, but I'm still going to check out the results and I'm still going to give my 2 cents on this. So either way you look at it, you're going to find out. Okay, there, Mr. Official. You have a great night. We will talk to you again because you said you have to work in the morning. So you get some sleep and we will talk to you again. Yeah, I do agree on that, Mr. Official. I do agree on that. But like I said, we're we are in we are in the next generation of bullshit. When it comes to the drama of these companies, that's what it's dealing with, the bullshit. So you got to swim past it, and look directly down the middle line. Okay. When a company gives you software that costs them thousands of dollars to make, you got to try it. Good or bad, it's another notch on your graphics card. Or if, like, AMD and let's say AMD decides to upgrade their software, which they have, that's another notch. That's another incentive, freebie for you. That's the reason why these companies sell this hardware the way they do, is because they keep everybody on their tiptoes. You know that machine? Everybody's on their tiptoes right now. Because they're thinking that they might need two graphics cards in order to run DLSS 5. Like they had two 5090s just to run it. So, who knows? We'll find out soon enough. We'll find out if our hardware is just good enough to run the software. And if it's not, then it looks like it sits at the back of the bus. Two ways this can go. Okay, catch you later there, Mr. Official. We'll catch you later. So this is the way we look at it. Two ways. First way, we look at it could be a good thing. It could be a little bit of an incentive and gives us better visuals. Or two, it could be an FPS hog and cause you to have massive dips, could cause you to have crashing, could cause you to have artifacting, stuttering, and a whole bunch of 900 yards. The only reason it happens like that is because you put your settings up too high. You do. I don't. I'm running the 4070. I run at medium to high settings, even at 1440p and at 4K. I still get a decent FPS and it still rolls. So, I don't know. You think everybody would have caught on that, wouldn't you, Mr. Machine? That if you do your settings right, instead of try to listen to these other reviewers, oh, just set it to the max and make it work, which is a lie. If you got a great monitor, you don't need to do all that nonsense. True or false, Machine?
That's true.
There you go. But that's just my 2 cents on this DLSS 5. I know it's not coming to the 40 series, 30 series, or 20 series anytime soon. So I'm not looking forward for it to be on my 4070. But that doesn't mean I can't keep it in the back of my mind. Maybe think about getting a 5070. I did see a couple good deals on a 5070. You never know. I might get a 5070. What do you think, Machine?
Well,
12 gigabytes of VRAM, but hey, I can still rock 12 gigabytes of VRAM regardless.
I think you can make 6 work.
I always make 6, well, actually between 6 and 8. You know, between 6 and 8, I always make it work. So, who knows? But that's all I got for you guys right now on this subject of this, and we will follow up with this in the future. So do stay tuned for that. We're going to have more to come on DLSS 5. I think it's a good subject to talk about. I don't think we covered DLSS enough. Do you, Machine? I don't think we covered it enough.
I think we covered it enough until
it comes out again.
it comes out.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think we covered it a lot. But when it does come out, we need to find out what the test results are going to be like. So that's going to put Mr. Machine on the spot. So that way he's going to have to test it out, see what it's like. Let me know, and we'll go on a live stream with it. And we'll talk about it. We'll look at the numbers. We'll see if it's good or bad. See what kind of visuals he's getting. The whole 900 yards. Because Mr. Machine's more skeptical about the visuals than I am. I can roll with medium to high settings.
More sensitive.
Not you.
I'm sensitive.
Yes, he is a very sensitive man. He is more sensitive than anybody I know. So, Mr. Sensitivity. Is that your dog whining in the background?
Yeah.
Mr. Sensitivity number 2.
Yep.
Yeah, more gaming for now. Player watch things. Yep. That's basically it there, MTBK. It's either you use the software or you don't. You got it when it comes out. It's there for you. You either want to use it or you don't. Just like with when Microsoft in April comes out with that new overlay that they're going to be using, you'll have to have a controller, and you'll have a new overlay that you can turn on and off of your PC, and you can make your PC into a gaming console. So you do have an option. I think that'll be the biggest gift to gamers when it comes to making your whole desktop into a gaming, a gaming carousel. I would want that. They used to have that on the early Windows 10. They used to have everything on a carousel. I thought that was pretty cool. But now they just got a plain ass desktop. So But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it here because it is late. And I kept you guys on the hook long enough. But remember, next week, we are going to make sure Wednesday it'll be at 6 p.m. I will make sure we're here at 6 p.m. If I'm not, I will make sure that I don't post for 6 p.m., that I post for 8 p.m. instead of 6. But it looks like 6 p.m. for next week anyway, so do keep that in mind. You want to say your goodbyes there, Mr. Machine?
See y'all later. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to press the like button.
Yeah, there you go. He's got the idea. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That way, keeps me motivated, keeps YouTube to keep our videos out there, and the whole 900 yards. Yes, I've seen that, Mr. MTVK. I've seen that video. I've seen those videos out there about that, but we'll save that for another video. We might have to have a special live stream on that one. Truthfully. But we do got what you say. And like I said, keep me motivated. Hit the subscribe button and the like button. Positive likes keep me even more motivated. Makes me want to make more videos and everything else. That's the only way they keep me motivated. Do it the right way. But anyway, until the next time and the next video or live stream, you know it is, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care, be safe, and have a great evening.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.